always in the back of my mind that I was an artist. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do art. That politically changed me forever.
My name is Otis Mensah. I'm a poet and musician. I'm really interested in sound, especially as it pertains to hip-hop and hip-hop culture, and then the ancestral nature of that, so jazz, sound system culture. But yeah, I'm interested in the resonance of words and how words live on the lips and therefore live in the air and how they relate to people emotionally, you know? So I'm here at Museion in Bolzano for 5 to 6 days, for my artist residency here, which is a participatory residency with some incredible artists who with me are exploring the resonance of language, the resonance of poetry, also as that relates to the body. One of the key themes for this residency is the body and food. So we've been exploring that in different ways. Thinking about poetry as abstractionism and poetry as collage, the residency is a part of a project called Art Club. It's an incredible program which is trying to involve young people in the region, also people outside of the gallery, the artists and students at the University of Art next door to Museion, and also people who are dispersed around the region. So we're exploring language, and of course the region has such an interesting history around language. So I've been learning a lot about that and guiding the participants in making new poetry with that in mind, you know? It's been really interesting doing the residency because there's been multiple people involved, which is great for me. It means that we can have a diverse range of experiences, a diverse range of influences. The participants themselves are, at least from my experience of them now, are artists in and of themselves, some exploring photography, some exploring poetry, some leaning closer towards music. So it's been nice to tie all these artistic influences and create a big melting pot of fun, you know? So for the residency, we're dealing with themes of the body, we're dealing with themes of delving deeper into abstraction. I've presented the participants with this quote that the more we investigate, the more abstract something becomes. This idea that anything that we look into in depth, that we explore the idea of in depth, can exist and live in multiple ways in different forms. Part of this residency was about sharing what we've worked on with the participants, with the public. So I'm really excited that we got to do a very special meal, a special banquet. We did that in one of one of Museions' smaller buildings, and it was a moment of communion, a moment of reflection. Of course, central themes were still present, so themes around the body, themes around language and food, obviously. But what I wanted to do with that is maybe create a low-pressurized environment where people could engage in the ambience of the jazz that I've been talking about so presently in the residency. We're going to be performing in the front of Museion by the beautiful magnolia tree. I'm going to be performing a full live music set, including a sound piece that I created during my time at Museion for the residency. I created a sound piece sampling only the sounds of the city, so the water, the leaves of the trees, the feet on the ground, traditional music in a restaurant, things like that. So I'm going to be premiering that as part of the residency too. So I'm very excited.
Scared of the walls, merciless as Murphy's Law. Mercy me and gaping sore. From the core my fears pour. Feel torn in every dream I fall. From the sky a lord was born to a pile of poultry on the floor. Falsely accused, my love contorts like Bull Winnefield street could talk. I don't feel secure, I feel Shakur. Every childhood portrait winks at me like they knew before what I never saw. Wet myself to toss and turn. Home is you or someone there, that's why I don't ever leave the north. The stairwell plays minor scale. My pride impaled and dreams for sale. Leave me stale or see me sail. Watch me sink or yo, my shadow disingenuous. He danced without me and finished his sentences. Has dinner without me, picks on my blemishes. I tried defending me, kicks on my emptiness. Now I'm a degenerate, face sorrow with sorrow and somberness. Time borrowed the novice that sold itself short, bleeding out in the corridor, ominous. Drag crayons on mirrors now. Dare I dare his name brave as the novelist. I sleep with a bayonet, cause slag is the orifice. Time is the coroner, live at the concert hall. Every head is just turning my stomach, a women to book it. Nothing that's gobbled a bullet, word out the gullet of godliness. Spit word. He said it's all about money and opulence. Spit word out the gullet of godliness. Trying to hide my